everybody, it's Amanda here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to make a project using the brand new Rooted in Nature set. It's beautiful, it's a two-piece stamp set and you can get coordinating thinlets. And now what I want to show you, I'm going to make a project, but just before that I'm going to do a quick demonstration because it is a new product. Oh, it's all sticker. I'm just going to show you how these pieces work, which are in the thinlet set. Now these are embossing pieces, so these will emboss and then you go with the overlaying thinlets there, which then cuts the shape out. So I'm just going to quickly demonstrate those so you can see the awesome effect that you get with these. So, and then I will pause my video and we'll crack into the project. So what you do is you get your die cutting instrument of torture and I have used lovely foiled card. You could use anything. You can stamp the shape as well before you emboss it and then before you cut it. I'm just going to emboss and cut. I'm not stamping as well because I've chosen foil card. This is a champagne one. And here's a sample done with the copper. So you put first of all your embossing one, and you can tell it's an embossing one because it's smooth, so that doesn't cut. It doesn't cut anything, it doesn't cut the lines, it just embosses. So you put it face down just like you would normally. I just need to make sure that I'm in shot, otherwise it's pointless demonstrating it. And then put your plate over the top, which is here, and then run it through your machine. Okay, now this is on the top layer of my Sizzix sandwich. You would adjust it to suit your own, whatever you use. Okay, and then if we just take that away, you can see that that has left an embossed impression in the card, but it hasn't cut anything out. So then you go and you go back through using the thinlet shape. So that goes like that. And the way that I've been using it is this one's just a little bit wavy and you've got your Sizzix right in there, and I've got that to the right hand side of my shape. That's how it's worked for me. Okay. So line that up. You could stick it down with some masking tape if you want to be absolutely precise, which I just might do. Otherwise it might move. So stick it down with a little bit of washi tape so it doesn't move. And then you run that through. And that will then cut that embossed shape out. I think it's awesome. I love it, it's a brilliant effect. And then if I just remove that and carefully get that washi tape off. Oh, it's all stuck onto it now. I'm going to get my washi tape off. Get off. Then you've got the lovely embossed leaf, and then if you just ruche it up a bit like that, or use your bone folder to give it some, get off, some shape before you add it to your project, so that it's not completely flat. And as I say, I've done them in copper as well, there and there, and we're going to be using these on our project. So that's the demonstration of the embossing and then the die cutting, so that you know how to use this lovely set. So let's go ahead and start our project. Okay, so here we're going to start with our project, and I have chosen Nature's Poem DSP. It's beautiful, and I have some copper foil card and some soft suede cardstock. So we're using the Rooted in Nature. I'm going to use this beautiful tree stump stamp. It's just like you've sliced through a tree, and you know, you count all the circles, find out how old the tree is. I'm not doing that right now. I'm also going to use this beautiful stamp here, and I'm going to just show you this one. I'm going to stamp that on my mat because this I absolutely love. Okay, so we'll get cracking. So first of all, I just need to score my cardstock. We're going to just decorate a simple notepad. These pads, you can buy them just about anywhere. It measures 5 7/8. by 4 1/8. You can even make them yourself. Stick some copy of paper together, and it's about 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay, so I've cut my cardstock. I have cut to 7 inches by 4 1/4, which will make it protrude slightly at the bottom there, and it will give me enough to score and fold over so it's nice and tidy, and then give me you know, just a small increment there to attach it to the back of the notebook. Just going to zoom out ever so slightly. So what I need to do with this piece of cardstock is just quickly score it at 6 inches and 6 1/8. I'll leave the measurements on my blog. So 6 inches and then 6 1/8. Okay, and scoring it just makes it go over that edge of that notebook neater, so that it you know, it'll close a bit nicer. So I'm just going to fold into my score lines, and I'm going to give them a quick squeeze with my bone folder so that they are nice and firm and crisp and even. Okay, and then you'll just attach that to your notebook like so. Okay, that increment's probably a little bit big. You probably could have got away with doing a little bit smaller, but you know, at least then we've got plenty of room to open and close our book. So we're just going to decorate the front of this. So first of all, I'm going to add on my foil card. I'm going to use wet glue for this. Okay, just put that there a minute. And I've cut this to 4 inch by 5 3/4. As I say, I'll leave all of the links over on my blog, which you can find very easily by simply typing into your search engine, whether it be Google or wherever. Just type in scrimpingmommy.co.uk and you will find me. And that's where I put all of my projects, and I've also got shop links if you want to buy any of these products, if you're in my area. Unfortunately, I can't serve America. I wish I could, because I've got lots of American followers. I think I would be rich if I could sell in America. Okay, so now I'm going to attach my DSP layer. Now I'm going to use wet glue again because I'm sticking onto the foil card. That's no good, that's a new one. I've picked the wrong bottle up. And in the absence of fast fuse now, I will opt for wet glue. Okay, so all of this DSP is double-sided. I don't think it matters which way we have that bit. And I have cut this one with a much larger increment, so you can see that lovely copper foil underneath. We don't want to be covering it all completely up. Try and get that even and straight. So the DSP layer there measures 3.5 by 5 1/4, and I'm working in inches. I don't do centimetres. If you do centimetres and you want to convert, if you go onto Google, you can just type in convert inches to centimetres and it will do it for you. So that's my book done. I'm now going to attach it to my notebook. Sorry, this is the cover done. And I'm going to use red line tape here. Different adhesives for different purposes. You can never have too many adhesives. Okay, scissors. I always get asked where I get this big roll of red line tape from. I just get it from eBay. Just type in red line tape. Okay. So, there we go. So covering notebooks is a really easy thing to do. It's a great way to show off your talents. It's a great way to show off a lovely DSP, and it makes a lovely gift. We've got, you know, the summer holidays coming up. We need teacher gifts. We've got Father's Day coming up. You can always find a reason for a beautiful covered notebook. I like to have several of these tucked away in a drawer, so that if I get a new team member or anything that I need to send a quick gift, they're there and they're done. Right, so we'll move that to one side now because that is done. And I'm taking some Whisper White, because the colours in the DSP also has Whisper White in. And I've taken the big tree stump and I'm going to use Crumb Cake. And I had a play with some of the colours and I decided that Crumb Cake was the one that I wanted to use. But we're going to ink it and then stamp off so it's a little bit more faded, and the reason we're going to do that is because we're then going to stamp our sentiment straight over the top. No messing about. Nice and simple. So plenty of ink on there. I'm just going to stamp off to take some of that ink away, and then I'm going to stamp onto there, give it a press and lift it up. Lovely. Beautiful. Now I've decided I want this little notch, I want that to be to the right. I don't know why, I just need it to the right. So now the sentiment I'm using, let me just move that, is this one here. It says "You are wonderful," and I'm also just going to stamp that to show you. Where is it? Here it is, because I love it. So we're going to use, let me just move that out of the way. We're going to use soft suede, which is a lovely dark colour. I did originally stamp the wood piece in it, but it was just a little bit too dark. So let me just show you this, which is my new favourite stamp. I don't know why, I just really love it. So there you go, can you see that? I think you can. Let me lift that up. Let me zoom in, because I want to share it with you because I love it so much. So there you go. That is my new favourite stamp out of the whole catalogue. There you go. I'm only kidding. But I just love the format of it, and I like the fact that it's white writing inside a block of colour. I just think it's fab. So I'll stop waffling and I'll get on with this now. So what does it say again? You are wonderful. Oh, I forgot. I'm just going to practice stamp because all of these stamps are new to me, so I just want to make sure that they work before I commit. I don't want to make a mess. So I'm going to stamp that straight across the middle of there, okay, and hopefully that's stamped nicely. Look at that, beautiful, love it. Okay, so I will put this away now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to really quickly fussy cut this, because there isn't a corresponding die for this, but it's such a simple shape, and it, you know, because it's meant to be wood, it doesn't matter if you cut it out a little bit like, you know, you've done it with your teeth, it won't matter. Okay? Doesn't matter. Okay. So I really quickly cut that out. Now, I might want to ink the edges of that, however, I want it to kind of stand out, so I think I'm going to leave this little white lip all the way around. I'm going to leave it as it is. I think I quite like that, so that it just stands out that right little bit more. Okay. So there we go. Takes seconds. So let's bring our notepad in, and this is the fun bit because this is where we get to decorate. So I've taken some of the burlap ribbon, which I've got left over. It's in the catalogue now, but it's carried. And then these are the leaves that I made earlier on in the video. So let's see what we can do. I want that in the centre. My burlap ribbon looks like it could do with an iron. Let me see if I can just straighten it out a bit. There we go. There we go. Right, so do I want it like that? I haven't decided how I want this burlap yet. Can you tell? This is so far this is where I'm up to now. So now we're on to the make it up as you go bit. Okay, I'm going to cut it. How long do I want it? I want it about that long. Okay, there we go. So I'm going for about central, and I'm just going to put a line of snail, which will just anchor down that burlap ribbon. There we go. It doesn't need to be straight. It doesn't matter if the edges are fraying, because that is, you know, it's going to add to the look. So on the back of here we want dimensional so that it stands up. And then I'll decide when I'm putting my leaves. You can see where I've been practicing the colours on the back, but I'm not wasting the cardstock. You can't see it from the other side. And whoever ends up with this notebook will be none the wiser. Unless they've watched this video, of course. Okay, so let me just see where I'm going to put that. So I'm going to put that, I'm not committing yet because I want to put my leaves. So I'm just ruching them up a bit. Crumpling them. You can curve them with your bone folder a bit. Okay. So I'm going to use, in fact I'll use wet glue. Bit of wet glue there and a bit there, and I'm going to arrange these before I just stick down my main shape, because I want them kind of tucked behind it maybe. And give that a press. Yeah, that's nice. We'll have that one there. So I'm going to stick that on the, am I going to stick it on the top? Do I want it there? Do I want it there? Right, I'm going to stick that on after because I want it on the actual sentiment. And I'm just going to add that down there. Don't have to overcomplicate it, do I? Oh, there we go. So we've got one going that way and one going that way. Just give that a press, let the glue dry. Okay, and then I can attach my sentiment. You could get some linen thread and add a bow. You could heat emboss your sentiment with copper embossing powder. There's loads of things that you can do, and I just think that this set is truly lovely. So I'm attaching that now in the centre, like so, and then I'm going to add my little leafy bit. Right, a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to add that so that it layers up on that one. And I've just pushed it slightly so that it's dimensional, it's not sat flat. I've ruched it up a right little bit. I just might need to wait for that to dry ever so slightly. Just bear with me 1 minute while that dries. And then you can see the finished result. I think it might be nice with a little bow there actually. Let me see what we can do. Let me see what we can do. I think I fancy a bow. I wonder if I can trim some of this burlap ribbon down and make a bow out of it. I do this, I come up with an idea and then I have to change it and add to it in the middle of a video. I almost annoy myself. Right, I think that's enough to make a bow. I think it just needs a little something here. Okay. So let's make us a little bow out of some of this burlap. There we go, nice and stringy. Ooh, you slippery little sucker. Let's see if it can. And the thing is with this, because it's rustic, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. You know, it's rustic. We're going natural. In fact, the messier that bow is, the cuter it's going to look, to be honest. Let me just pull that. There we go. That is awesome. So there's another use for your burlap ribbon. Chop it up, tie it into a bow. Could do with a glue dot on there, couldn't I? Let me see if I've got some to hand. Ooh. As luck would have it, because I've got a nicely organised office now, things are much closer to hand, so I'm just going to add that there. I just think it just needed that finishing touch, and I think that finishes that off lovely. There you go. I hope you like that. I think that's really, really lovely. I hope you'll give that a try and check out the beautiful stamp set. which is Rooted in Nature. And, you know, the matching thinlets. Go and have some fun. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.